Comedy Simp, the podcast you can't resist. Stephen Michael James, the host you won't wanna miss. From Seattle to the world, his humor will persist. Join the fun, get ready to enlist.
All right.
Yeah, I heard you coming at us gay.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Comedy Simp Podcast. We're back live from an undisclosed location
Stephen Michael James
in Seattle.
Greenwood.
And we got some special guests. We're here with your boy, Rob Conroy. Thank you. Returning guest, Robbie Schroeder. And number one comedy fan, Natalie, is behind
Comedy
me.
fan.
Bedazzled
Bitch.
queen.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Not
Hey,
chuckle fucker.
Not
Big
anymore.
big fan of her content online. If you guys want to follow her,
Booty
Natalie.shiits.
Chuckle fuck ye.
Shite.
She gets fucked now
Wow.
by her fans.
This is like an this is an insider's podcast already. Well, this is cool. How are we doing tonight? What are we doing
also,
here?
congrats on 400 views on this podcast.
Yeah.
450.
Well, actually,
I mean on this
it's
episode.
more like
Yeah.
well, hopefully we're gonna try.
No, we're gonna
Yeah.
hit one.
I
If we
be-
get
viral.
1,000,
I say it.
Yes.
I'll wear a wife beater on the next
And he'll
episode.
beat-
Oh,
He'll
the
beat
wife
me.
beater. You see that? I'm gonna share this on The Stranger and is the Seattle Weekly still around? Is that still a thing?
Probably.
I'm gonna take out an ad that says, "Please watch this podcast if you would like to see Robbie."
They still have.
Hey, sorry for
Are you still-
bombing this podcast.
Are you still allowed to call it a wife beater these days? Isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
neutral?
You say wife.
I think it's
Wife bruiser.
partner beater.
Yeah.
Partner.
I mean, but sometimes they like getting beat.
No,
you
it's
know?
called a wife
They do,
listener.
and getting choked.
It's
Yes.
wife listener
Yeah,
now.
People like John Banning, they like getting choked. Yeah. We got to bring him up at least one time on every
Right.
episode.
Well, I actually have a friend who's been following the podcast, and he's like one of those weirdos that's into
Yeah.
like bad podcasts, and he's really into this one.
No,
And he's like this John, but he doesn't know that we found John Banning, so he's
Yeah.
like still excited to. He wants to know like the epic
I
of
don't think
John Banning.
Banning has found John Banning. He's still,
I don't know. I think John Banning might be the most self-actualized person in the world.
Yeah. What do you think he would have done tonight if he was at Emerald City Comedy Club? What kind of work do you think?
Well, let's
John
say, would he
be-
have done something more? Would it be homophobic or racist? Like which one of the?
Probably something that involves slavery
Yeah.
and child.
I liked his
Stuff.
joke about East Indian age of consent. He was like, how'd they get to be like 9? Like 8's too young.
Yeah, where's
There's
the
somebody
line?
there being like, oh.
Interesting you say East Indian. That's like an old timer kind of thing because Indian, Native American. Do you
Right, I say Oriental
isn't it
now.
Weird how that's a one too that I would like to get to, but it's weird how like it's Native American, you're taught it's Native American, but then there are Native Americans who are like, I'm Indian.
Right. No, they
Yeah.
love being called Native Americans. I think
It's like gay people who use the F slur, you
Yeah.
know, like they just wear it proud like a badge.
I love. Yeah, one of my best friends in high school was this gay guy, and he loved calling everybody the F slur.
Yeah.
Like that's what he called him too, the F slur. He wouldn't say the real word.
I was trying to tell my wife I was working on some stuff, and I said, I had this cute little nickname that the kids used to call me at school, and then pulled out the F. And
Yeah.
I thought she would be grotesque, but she laughed, and I was like,
Well,
you're canceled. You can't laugh at that.
I actually was called that in high school. That was my nickname because.
That's me too.
But listen,
That's
I was.
why we're
Do you want to know
friends,
why
huh?
though? At football camp, I was sitting at football camp, and I'm like really already timid, and then all of a sudden I feel this dunk on the back of my head, and it was the quarterback's big ass dick, and he just slapped me with it. And like at that time, I was like, I wish
Boys
I
will
could
be
slap.
boys.
I had an unslappable dick size.
Yeah. Well, he probably thought your head was very slappable.
Well, he did end up being gay in the end.
Well,
like he just.
So you went to football camp, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. I wouldn't have guessed, You guys were on a soccer team together when
me
you
and
were...
Robbie were on the soccer team.
Yeah? Younger? I played baseball, wrestling. I mean, Natalie, how does it
Can you
feel
keep-
to be in the presence of these great athletes,
sopping.
Yeah.
She's.
She's not a chuckle fucker. She's a
Could
athlete.
you turn down the TV all the way? I just
Oh.
it
Pause
should be
it?
on mute.
Oh.
Just, maybe just mute it.
Oh.
Pause is
Yeah.
fine, sure.
No Charlie X.
Edit this
I
out.
don't
This
even know
is-
who that was.
I know. How many edits do you make?
None.
We don't,
Pretty much none.
Not really anymore. We used to do a lot.
We used to edit out when I'd say the names of comics
Yeah.
that we were talking shit about. He would edit it out.
There's some that I
Which
do.
names?
You know.
Uh,
There's
one of them's leaving for like Germany soon or
Yeah.
something.
Oh yeah.
Who's
Yeah.
that?
Well, she.
Taylor Clark.
Yeah. Taylor, the girl, Taylor,
Yeah.
like Taylor Swift, but Taylor Clark, you know, the female version. You guys
didn't know
don't.
there
You
was a
guys
girl
don't.
named Taylor.
You guys
We're
don't know
talking
her. You know, she's
L
from.
squared.
She's from Rosalia, which I believe is in Eastern Washington, where they filmed Toys with Robin Williams.
I don't know. All I know is we need to start yelling about kids in special ed really loud at the top of our lungs.
I mean, that's what gets views.
Yeah,
man.
apparently.
People loved making fun of Juggalo Jake on online. I don't know.
I didn't want to tell him this, but I had like 4 people tell me that he's not a real Juggalo.
Whoa.
Yeah, and I didn't. I was like, should I tell him that? I feel like it hurt his feelings.
What
though.
if we designed a Juggalo challenge for him to
Oh!
complete
Yeah,
on the podcast?
yeah. He's got to drink like a gallon of Faygo. He's got
We can set up a sampler of Faygo.
Yeah.
You know, we could.
Oh, he has to guess what flavor it is.
He has to paint his face, of course.
That's one of the reasons why they didn't think so.
Sponsors.
Sexual.
This episode is sponsored by.
Jerking off.
What is this? Bimbo Bedazzled? Is that what it is?
Yeah, follow me.
This
Follow-
hat was supposed to
Is
be
that what it is?
bedazzled.
Bimbo
That
Bedazzled.
hat is supposed to be bedazzled.
Yeah.
At Bimbo Bedazzled on Instagram. If you guys would like your clothes bedazzled, or would you like a nice bedazzled
Interesting.
Yeah.
Uh,
see?
No, I never gave you that
piece
hat.
of wear, you can contact
Brilliant.
Natalie.
Great
These
minds
are
think
custom.
alike.
They're custom, you know. And did you guys ever see that movie Bedazzled with Brendan Fraser? That's pretty good.
No, I saw the whale. Actually, I didn't see the whale. I'm just trying to. I'm just trying to yes
so
and.
Speaking
Bedazzled,
of whale.
I believe it was a remake of a film with Dudley Moore.
That was good.
You guys remember Dudley Moore? No. Anyways, in this movie, he like meets the devil, who's played by Elizabeth Hurley, who was very hot at the time. You know, Austin Powers, married to Hugh Grant.
Oh,
And-
there's a guy. I like
Yeah.
that guy.
Yeah, Hugh Grant.
Yeah.
Oh well, yeah, I just saw him. So he was in a pretty good movie, but yeah, the Elizabeth Hurley. I don't know what was I talking about. Yeah, Elizabeth Hurley. It was like bedazzled.
Good
Yeah.
job, Joe List.
This is what happens.
we got.
Look, I
We
don't.
should have topics.
No, I don't. No, forget
Okay,
topics.
Name
Sorry,
this
sorry.
episode. What was I talking?
Yeah.
Yeah, what were we
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Topics doesn't work. There is a podcast that's doing topics and it's not working
Listen,
so well.
I've been up since 5 a.m. People, there's been very bad traffic up in the Marysville area.
There's the kitty.
It's
I
been
know, she's
terrible.
not- oh, sorry.
Bedazzled with Brendan Fraser. In this movie, he meets the devil, who's a hot chick, and she sells her.
That's
his
kind of
soul
misogynistic.
for like a wish, and he wishes for to be rich, but then he turns into a powerful drug cartel
That
leader.
sounds awesome.
So then he's rich and all this stuff, but then everybody's coming to kill him. So then he meets up with the devil again, and he's like, "Oh no, I just want to be just incredibly smart." So then she changes his life, and then he's this really smart guy who all the women love, but then he has a tiny dick. So then he's like, I don't want to have a tiny dick. So then he wishes, and then by the end,
He's like a big fat
he
guy.
runs out of wishes and then she has a soul.
I would rather be like a
Yeah.
guy that women loves with a tiny dick. Like I feel like that's not. Like
That's normal.
They still
Yeah.
love you, right? So you can
Yeah.
manipulate them and
That's-
you
Oh,
use the
that's
love
lovely.
against them.
I have heard, I don't know if this is true, but I've heard the average male size is 4.5
Yeah, but that's because
inches.
China and Japan
Yeah.
really. I'm not even
It
kidding.
really-
They
it's
lower
grading on a
the.
curve. Is
Yeah.
that what we're doing? I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of male wieners in my day.
I
you
look
know?
at the gym. I always take a peek just
I
to be
see
like,
them on
okay,
movies,
I'm not that bad.
But in person, it's very rare. You know.
No,
I'm just-
movies and porno will actually ruin your. That's why you
Yeah.
got it at the gym. That's why I go to the gym. I always,
Yeah.
if there's a naked guy, I gotta check it.
Yeah.
Not gay.
Well,
just
I mean,
check.
it's always an old guy. It's always an old guy, and it's always a guy who's like, "Hey, You gonna put my?
Yeah.
Hey, how's it? You know.
Oh no! Oh my God!
Yeah.
There's this guy at my gym. I think he's like. Honestly think he's doing some like kind of pervert gay stuff. But so he like puts on He sits there naked with.
Not that there's anything
and he
wrong
puts
with
on.
that.
Well, I think it's a little bit creepy at the
At
locker
the
room.
gym,
Yeah.
yeah.
So he's in like. Then he just like puts on powder and he's like. He like keeps
Powder.
Yeah, like powder, like gold
Yeah,
bond, and he like slaps,
uh,
and he goes like he slaps like right next to his balls.
I've never put powder on my body.
I have put gold bond on my balls, and it's so nice.
Oh. I know Pauly Shore used to put baby powder on his balls. He talked about that a lot.
Yeah, it's dude, you gotta try it. Me and my friends used to do it in high school. We called it bonding.
Yeah.
And we would take gold bond and just like stick
And
it down
if
our
you do
pants.
it with your friends, it's also bonding.
Yeah,
right?
it was
Yeah.
no, exactly. It was
Yeah.
like a double meaning.
Have you had your chest shaved or waxed? By,
No, I don't-
By women.
No.
No,
I don't
no,
need
but
to.
I
I don't
shaved
really
my
have any
own.
hair.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't have much.
I
chest
actually
hair.
have to because it gets pretty out of hand sometimes.
I got
you know?
nothing there.
I don't
Yes,
like
right.
shave it though. I just trim. I buzz it, you know, and just like trim it. I
Robbie,
don't
you look
use a
like you could
guard,
be
but-
hairy.
I use a guard. Yeah, I use the number one actually. Use a number one to go across the whole thing. How about?
Then you're gonna be all prickly though. Your
how
wife
about-
wouldn't like
How
that.
about manscaping? You guys like?
Oh
that?
yeah, absolutely. My
Manscaping?
favorite
Yeah.
thing. It makes it look bigger.
I think I heard about it when I was like 12. I used to watch Howard Stern on the E channel, and
I
Ron
watch him on
Jeremy
E.
was on. And they're like, "Is there any truth? Is there any truth about shaving your balls, to make it look, or shaving your wiener to make it look bigger?" And he's like, "No, but if you shave the shaft, see, that creates an illusion."
Yeah, I've shaved the shaft
It's
too,
kinda
and I've
like-
nicked it a couple times.
It's kind of like guys with beards. If they trim the sides of their beard and leave it long, it makes their face look thin.
Yeah.
So.
You know what's crazy though? I
see you, Jason.
I
McBride.
lived in the same in LA. I was like basically like couch surfing off this rich old dude's house.
Yeah.
And Ron Jeremy was one of our neighbors.
Yeah.
Yeah. He would be like always like passed out. He actually
Yeah, he's narcoleptic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he grabbed this girl's tits that I brought over, and she loved. Like we all took a picture, and he goes, "Ha ha," and he grabs her tits, and she was so happy that Ron Jeremy molested her.
It's times have changed though. I think a lot of those girls probably regret.
Would you be mad if Ron Jeremy molested you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's the right answer?
That's
No,
the problem, I think. What's the right answer?
Is he
Not-
still alive?
When you were a younger girl, what do you think was the teen heartthrob that you would allow to
You
get
talking to
away?
me?
Yeah, to get away.
Okay, I
with,
wasn't sure.
To get away with that kind of behavior.
Teen heartthrob? When I was
not the
younger?
teen heart- when you were younger, if you had a crush on a celebrity, it doesn't matter what the age was, but. I mean,
Well,
knowing
yeah.
you, it could have been a Harrison Ford type. It could
Oh
have
my
been
God.
A,
I was a teenager.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hugh
I mean,
Grant.
everyone liked
Dean
like
Cook?
Usher and
Oh,
No.
black eyes.
Oh,
Now we see.
Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp. Everybody loves
Johnny
You know,
Depp seems like a nice
I
guy.
heard
I don't
Johnny
think he would
Depp
do that.
is dating Jenna Ortega from
Ooh.
Wednesday. That's an age gap.
That's definitely people should
Yeah.
be upset about that,
Yeah.
but I'm proud of him.
But they're not because people love Johnny
yeah,
Depp.
he can get away with
You know?
anything.
Like Leo is almost not getting away with
No,
it,
he's
but Johnny Depp is like he can just drink wine and let women shit in his bed.
I forgot about that.
Didn't he cut his finger off or something on like a wine bottle? I don't know. I love gossip. Don't you love gossip? Don't you love celebrity?
You love gossip.
I love celebrity. I miss celebrity gossip. Back before.
That could be our thing. We could do a celebrity gossip.
Yeah,
show.
we could call it like the social.
The celebrity gossip show.
Yeah,
We could call it the social butterflies who sometimes do drugs.
yeah. Who do ketamine and throw up?
Yeah. How about that Diddy, huh?
Oh, we talk about Diddy
Yeah,
too
we
much.
talked about Diddy in May of last year.
Yeah, we talked
way
about it way
before
too
he
much.
got arrested. And
Would you let Diddy do that to you, like before you knew?
What? Beat me and rape me? No.
I have to say,
Just kidding. Who knows?
I've heard a little bit. You guys remember? But I mean, you guys are close to my age. Like, there was a time when Bill Clinton and the Lewinsky thing came out, and there was this thing called the Kenneth Starr report. It was this. Kenneth Starr was he was an investigator, I think, a federal investigator to check what was happening with Bill Clinton and Lewinsky, and it was this big, long, giant book, and it had all the dirty, juicy details. And I feel like they need to have something like that now, with Diddy, and it's starting to come out a little bit in the trial.
I think you might get killed.
And there is something that I've heard that I just want to get your take on, Rob. So there's an act, and we do have ladies in the room, so I apologize if this is a little disturbing, but
Only one.
He's talking about your tits.
so it's been said that during some of these acts, Diddy would have his wife with another man.
Nice.
The man would finish.
She has a name.
Yeah. What's her name?
Cassie.
The man would expel his finished material.
His man juice. His,
and then supposedly Diddy would then grab that
splooge.
material and massage his nipples with it.
So
and
that's
has been said.
What if
in
that was
court.
what the baby oil was?
So
all the bottles were just splooge.
this is I gotta say, it sounds like psychotic behavior to me.
I think when you get to that point though, you get so like powerful.
Yeah.
What else do you do?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Do you think he was always like that, or is he became that way because he had power and money?
Oh, it's
Or do you think he was always sick freak
I think
from
that
birth?
he might have had sick freak thoughts, but like he might not have acted on them had he never made it that high. But once he got that high, he's like, "Fuck it, dude. Let's just let's like."
Ball! No, I was kidding.
And what would Biggie? What do you think Biggie knew?
Biggie
Maybe
got-
that's why
dude,
Biggie died.
you know
maybe he was
Biggie-
like, "Oh, bro."
Biggie.
They're so homophobic.
Have you seen
Yeah.
those? There's tapes where he's like touching Diddy or what's his name? What are we talking about? What's his Biggie? Thank you. Jeez, what are we talking about? But there are
Diddy and Biggie.
No, so Diddy and Biggie. There's like I saw this video where Diddy's like, "Hey, Daddy," and like was like grabbing his thigh, and he's like, "Yeah, Daddy always takes care of me." That's what Biggie said about P Diddy.
Damn.
And like
wow.
Biggie looked like totally like on the down low.
Yeah. Well,
Honestly.
Slang term for gay.
It's very sad that people weren't allowed to be who they wanted to be back in the day. But I mean, come on, man, you can't be abusing power.
I
am
liked
right?
Ian Crowley's joke where Ian where somebody he was like it's crazy that more people right now hate Kanye
Yes.
than Diddy.
Yes,
And
I
I was
know.
like, that
Shout
is
out to that
brilliant.
guy. He has a podcast that I don't know if it's still on, but it was called MILF. And it was like 5 different comics. It was their names. And
Somebody at my work just got fired because he said to one of the other employees that she looks like she'll be a MILF one day. And apparently you can't even say that anymore. I mean, what's going on?
Man.
Yeah.
Natalie, what do you think is the worst thing a guy has said to try and pick you up? I would like to know. I'm very curious.
I have a place and I have cash.
Wow. That's pretty.
That happened to me in Pioneer Square,
Nice.
2017.
Was he? But so he did have a place though. That's cool.
What?
I have a room and I have cash. I
What
think is
did
what
you
he said.
get out of that, though? I mean, that could have been a lot of different things. He could have wanted
What do you
to
think it means?
bedazzle his,
Yeah.
his pants or do a podcast.
Here's my favorite pickup line.
Was it Casey Judson?
Yeah.
Was he
I wish. No, it was not Casey.
Hey, you want to be my podcast?
Here, drink this.
Yeah.
That's my pickup line.
Casey has pretended to spike my drink. He's like gone like this. Boop, boop, boop. But it's funny. Whatever.
Yeah, serial killing, rape, very funny stuff.
Rob, have you ever been drugged in a drink?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, no, I wasn't drugged in a drink. I had this guy, as this friend of mine. He was this gay dude I met in rehab, and he's like, "Hey, I got GHB," and he's like, "You should take some." And he's like, "It's really weak, so you want to take like about a shot worth." And so I took the shot worth. I woke up in the hospital. And then my friend was like, "What the fuck? Why'd you get?" He's like, "I was just trying to have fun with him."
Oh man.
Yeah. So
Yeah, it's not really helping.
jokes on him though. I shit my pants.
Yeah. That's a good way of getting out of it.
Yeah.
Unless
I didn't
they're
mean
one of
to.
those-
I just remember everything started like all of reality just started like splitting apart into blackness, and then I woke up in the hospital. And they're like, "You shit your pants." Like they had to tell me. Like I was already feeling bad enough, and they're like,
I never. I don't think I've ever been drugged, but I've definitely had a guy buy me a drink with some intention behind it.
"Oh no, listen to this one." I had a guy in LA, and this is like people would buy me stuff, so I was always taking gifts. I had no money, and this guy we were talking, and he was obviously gay, but I thought we didn't talk anything
did you
sexual
know he was gay?
because he was, he had the twinkle.
The twinkle.
He had the eye twinkle, and
He had the membership card.
yeah, and so
Beautiful.
he bought me like 7 drinks, and then he invited me back to his house, and I was like, oh, sorry.
7 drinks?
Yeah.
How do you even remember
That
it?
sounds gay in and of
Yeah, and then he's like, why do you think I buy you all those drinks, asshole?
You're like,
What did you say?
I was like, I thought you were being nice, dude. I'm sorry.
Robbie just brought out a library book. I'm very excited.
Are you gonna cut?
This is like what kind
Is
of
that
book
even
is
legal?
it? This looks like something from elementary school.
Fatima.
It's a school dictionary. Oh wow!
Open up to
It's
a word, a random word.
I
Let's
really like
talk
the.
about the
I like
word.
the cover there. It looks like it's very 90s.
That one's already cut for you.
I've been on a really nostalgia trip lately.
I feel like you're always, look at you. You're dressed like, you're
I look-
Stephen Michael nostalgia.
I just
Stephen
saw
Michael's Smash
Mark
Yeah.
Mark McGrath was on. He was on like Bert Kreischer's podcast, and I was like, yeah, that's it. I gotta be more like Mark McGrath. I just want to fly.
Who do you aspire to be like? What are you trying to be?
I don't know. I don't know. You know what? I've been thinking about making a meme where it's like
Honk.
this is who they think I'm influenced by, and it would be like Richard Pryor and George Carlin or whatever.
So-
and then this is and then
Nobody thinks that.
Yeah,
no,
that's
and
the
then
joke.
Then the middle one would be like, this is who I tell my friends I'm influenced by, and it'd be like Dave Attell and like Mark Normand or something like that. And then like, this is who I'm actually influenced
Rob
by.
Conroy.
Yeah, it should be.
Casey.
Yeah, Casey.
Casey Judson.
Nick Cody and
Yeah.
Jason McBride.
Yeah, it's actually it's Robbie. I think so. But it's early Robbie though, like
Shanghai Robbie.
Yeah, it's Jai Tai Robbie. I'm influenced by him, all those appearances he made on Mike Mazzolati's show.
Saw him?
I found him. Yeah, I know. We saw him. Finally met the man.
Did you watch all the episodes?
No, I
Oh,
haven't.
okay.
I've only seen like 15 of them, maybe.
How many are there?
There's like 300 of them.
Oh, wow.
There's probably like 100 episodes or something like that. There's 4 seasons.
So Comedy Simp, let's get to 200.
Yeah, well, we're at, this is episode 47, I
Yeah.
think. So, just had a hot episode with Corey Hill from the Whiskey Mile.
Was he drunk in the car?
No. He's just like, I was working on an impression of him though. I was talking to Mel the other day. I was like, hey, it's me. So, yeah, see, you like, I like doing it. I'm terrible at impressions of celebrities.
Yeah, it
but,
has to be just people nobody
but
knows
if
but
I
us.
do impressions of like local comedians, it's great. I mean, I was doing, like I said,
Hans
McBride.
Kim's a local comedian.
Yeah.
Can you do him?
I don't.
He's watching
It's
right
just
now.
like, I'm just Mexican.
No, that's Hans Kim, I said.
Oh. I was thinking of Hans Cisneros. Oh, okay. There's so many Hans in this comedy scene. Hans Kim. What is? He's just like autistic, Basically.
I hit Hans in the head with a basketball. I'm so sorry, Hans.
Hans Cisneros or Hans Kim?
Yeah.
Hans Kim.
Oh,
Hans
But it
Kim.
started his comedy career.
oh,
Yeah.
That's what we all need to get hit in the head by Natalie.
So-
He was like, "You're a psychopath." Anyways, my claim to fame.
Okay.
That's all I am.
So you've been around for a while. You're a fan of comedy. You know these guys.
And karaoke.
You've even been on stage, right? You've done a little stage stuff. What do you
Yes.
think? So as a non-active stand-up comedian, what do you feel about the current scene? You're like a big supporter of
It's
it.
really bad. Everyone's always like, "I went to Shanghai Room and I saw the really bad comedy beforehand," and I'm like, "Oh, I'm just kidding. It's not that bad." I think it's great. I think it's great that people are doing it. It's important. Don't stop.
Don't stop
Don't stop,
believing.
get it.
What's important?
That you guys are doing it.
Yeah.
Keeping the art alive.
So if it's not
It's
very
like-
good,
it's like
how
on-
can
it's
you
on
keep
its
going?
Just kidding.
deathbed.
Are you like?
I haven't been to a mic in a long time. I don't know what's happening.
Is this like is a good comedy show? Is it like heroin? Are you just chasing, like hoping that one day you're gonna be there and like a legend like Robbie's gonna show up and show us his?
I actually
comedy?
really only like watching Robbie do comedy.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
You know, to be honest, today at Emerald City, it was kind of depressing. It felt like
Well,
it felt like nobody really wanted to be there, and except for like maybe the drunk high people that were like from the street, and then
Yeah, it was a different vibe than the first week I was there. It was a lot of people there, but I still didn't have a very good set. I mean, like, and when I say a lot of people, it was like a third of the room, you know.
Yeah.
So it's still not a ton of people, but like tonight it was just comics and honestly probably the same amount of paying customers. I mean, not paying customers, but like the same amount of people that would have been paying at Club Comedy, just in a bigger room, so it wasn't as.
I really like the gay couple though. They were awesome.
Those guys. We had these two guys there, and they were dressed like they had mullets and mustaches.
Yeah, they had one had a Budweiser shirt.
Yeah,
like, you would think that they hated gays, like the way and the mustaches and like mullets.
They look like what's that? Who's that driver? Richard Petty. They kind of looked a little bit like Richard Petty.
They look like Danny McBride's friends in Eastbound and Down or something.
Old country guy. That Mexican guy, Roger, he's pretty funny too. He went up there and just told his truth. Yeah. And people had to live with it, you know. Talking about how
until Trump gets rid of them. He
said the Puerto Ricans are the black people of the Mexicans, and he said that he's allowed to say that. So. I didn't say that. I'm just repeating what he said. So, you know, it was a good night, you know. But yeah, tonight I had a better set than the first night, the night with more people. So you never know what's gonna happen in this day.
That's why you just got to keep showing up.
What did you do any mics last week or anything like that?
I don't think so. What did I do? I just been working way too much.
Well, I know. So I did the thing on Thursday. So let's talk about that. I went to this thing in Ballard called the Kangaroo and Kiwi.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was like the Australian bar, and they had the comedy battle royale, and a bunch of comics were there, like Lori Peck, Hans Cisneros, Big Time Mel, you know,
all the legends.
Yeah, all the legends of Seattle. Keon Larry. Was he there? I don't even think he was there. I don't even know. He could have been there. He was there in spirit.
He's
Donald Robert, new guy. Yeah. Anyways, the room was hot, man. The room, it was like, the room was just barely bigger than this apartment, but there was tables and people packed in there, and like everybody was having a pretty good set. And then you called me, and you're like, hey. So what happened? What were you doing? You said you got off early. Your boss let you off early.
Yeah, and that's when I just started drinking Mac and Jacks.
Well, you know.
I'm going to go there, though, this Thursday.
PJ was there, too. Apparently, PJ had a pretty good set.
Nice.
We got another.
Oh, more shirts.
All right.
You can buy these shirts.
Yes. We should do like
them on the 21st.
I'd like to do a podcast one day where we put up like QVC style windows where we count down like the 90
one person bought it and it was me.
Yeah, all right, we're gonna have 90 more seconds before we move on to the next product.
We have a clicker.
We have a Princess Diana bear. It's one of 48. It's custom made by Robbie Schroeder. It has a hand-blown glass case, and you can get it now for 4 easy payments of $49.95.
I actually still do have Beanie Babies.
Yikes!
Like when you said that, you're waiting for a Beanie Baby.
Well, I have a joke about that, but why do you say yikes? What's wrong with you?
I wanted to say something.
Oh, she just wanted to chime.
Oh, yikes!
She's like the. In the Tom Green show? He used to have this guy that would sit in the background and just laugh at everything. He had a coffee cup in his hand, and that's all he did was laugh.
It's like
Phil. That's right. See,
Tim Dillon.
Robbie
That's
knows.
what his producer always does too.
So, well, I don't know, man. It was good, but Robbie was a little messed up. He's like, should I still come? And I said, if you're not in any shape to drive, you shouldn't drive. And then he didn't drive, so.
Yeah, you saved me from all the people.
I saved him from another car accident
and a bomb.
Yes,
a definite.
Yeah, but you showed up tonight.
I did get in a car accident.
You showed up.
Yeah, I was texting and driving for this one though.
Yeah.
And I was texting and driving. It was right before a show that we all produced, me and PJ. And I was texting and driving, and I crashed into a telephone pole.
Man, that sucks. I know, and he just got that car back
Yeah.
too. Like he had lost that car for
That
a
sucks
while.
for the telephone pole.
Yeah.
Yeah, that cost $4,000. The telephone pole.
I know, because now they've been replaced by cell phones.
And
so,
now you can't come unless
who has
you
a
think about
landline
it.
anymore?
Pretty much.
Who has a landline?
She has to tell me I'm
who
a
has
piece
a
of
landing
shit.
strip?
80-year-olds.
Who wears Land's End?
Actually, technically, landlines don't exist anymore.
They don't?
No, it's all through the cable now. So like, if you so everything's still through like the Ethernet. Your landline is a lie, and we should let the world know this. You shouldn't be paying anything for a landline.
What's the technology that you're excited about that's coming?
Sex robots.
I mean, of course. Natalie, how about you? Technology. What's coming that's gonna make your life more fun, easier?
AI.
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 What?
There's
AI,
actually-
AI boyfriend
AI.
or no?
Rude.
I said
no.
boyfriend,
Yeah.
not husband. I said
Even the
AI
AI boyfriend can't get it
Yeah,
up.
no.
It's just like
AI water filtration, AI soup making
Yeah.
machine, soup making.
AI Jesus.
AI comedy is pretty bad. I don't know. I've tried to.
Oh my God, it's
generate
really bad.
jokes.
I think with AI, it's all about patience. The more
Yeah.
you generate, it's like
Yeah.
1 out of
Listen,
50.
Yes.
There's this guy at the bar I work
No.
at. And he was he was like no, so I'm hearing him on the phone. He's like hitting on the girl he's talking to on the phone, and
Oh
he's
my
like,
God.
I'm a musician, and he's like, I really want to get to know you better. Anyway, so I finally can
I'm a rapper.
overhear the other person on the other line. It's Chat GPT. He was flirting with ChatGPT, and then he told me, he's like, "Yeah, I just like to flirt with it so I can help it learn. I want the robots to learn how
he's
humans
trying
are."
to learn how to talk to women.
Yeah.
It's sad.
Oh my God.
It's so sad.
Honestly, I need to start doing that.
Yeah,
I think
don't-
we could all learn something by doing that. We could.
I think we should all be alone forever. That's what we're
Yeah.
made for. We should
You're
all.
married. What are you fucking? Shut the fuck up. You don't get to.
You don't know anything about marriage.
Yeah.
Except for your parents.
You guys get out of my house.
Wait, this is your house? I thought we were at a podcast studio. I thought this was Robbie's art studio.
This is my
Yeah.
studio. Yeah.
You
So-
could rent this out. You could
Yeah.
pay, people could be
I'm
like
not
50
renting
bucks.
out my home.
You can rent this out if you have a podcast like I Like to Laugh.
Don't
or,
start saying things.
no,
to laugh.
I
Yeah.
like to laugh a lot.
Can you come take shits in my bathroom?
Yeah, you could. Oh, I think that could be a thing. Airbnb your bathroom. So if someone has to take a because you know how the bathrooms are all locked up, so
Yeah.
you could have an app. And then I could be like, yeah, you can come to my house and take a shit for $15. And then you could have people that just Airbnb out their bathroom.
Yeah, or you
You're
can,
like, I got Dasani.
Yeah.
maybe
I
just
got a bidet.
just create a porta potty that you have to pay for.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
nice too.
That's
And you can do anything in it too. You can have sex.
Somebody
you
would-
can shoot
yeah.
up.
You just get a 5-gallon bucket from Lowe's and you put a bunch of hamster shavings in it for composting.
Yeah.
I've been to Humboldt, so
Yeah.
I know how that is.
Me too. Yeah, it's a good
Yeah.
place. You know, the
Is it
Emerald
that great?
Triangle is what they call
weed
it.
there, cool.
There's supposedly there's cartels there. I've never seen.
Oh yeah, I
one.
heard. There's this show on Netflix. It's they made up a Bigfoot character because people were
Yeah.
dying, but it was just drug dealers killing each other,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
they made up. They're like, oh, the Bigfoot took him. So then everyone started believing that there's this Bigfoot around Humboldt County, but it was actually just a syndicate of drug dealers that would kill people.
Yeah, they said the same thing in Linwood about Nick Cody. They said, he was going around killing people, but it's wrong. Nick's never killed anybody, but a crowd. Hey, you can come see me at Tapped Out on the 14th, June 14th. Peace of Mind.
That's my sister's birthday.
I'm gonna be hosting. We got Casey Judson.
Yeah, when does this come out?
This comes out Tuesday. It's coming out Tuesday. So what? You got a
Okay.
show coming up? You got anything? Huh?
No.
You can see,
I have a show on Friday, but that's
Robbie at the Jai Tai. He's going to be there.
Jai Tai?
4 years ago.
I'm going to New York on the 25th. You can see me in Brooklyn
Brooklyn.
on the 25th.
Sorry, I got too
Where?
excited.
The Fun House at 9
cool.
or 9:30, and
Is it? Does it
Or no,
have?
maybe it's-
Does it have the funny mirrors?
Wait, 9:30. Wait, Pacific Standard Time, Eastern
oh,
Time.
it's Eastern. But yeah,
Yeah.
I could actually look up. times.
Are you going to be live?
I miss fun houses. You know, like going to the fair.
Like the mirrors?
Yeah, that's like I said, the mirrors, or like
I hate my
they
reflection.
have the rubber jail cell where you open the bars and walk through, or like you walk in the.
Yeah.
You think you're
and there's
dizzy
always like
and you're really
people
not.
that jump out and
Yeah.
like grab you, and then they turn out to be sexual
Yeah.
predators.
And then you don't see your parents for 3 years.
I'll be at We Have Fun at 7:30.
We
Oh,
have
have
fun.
you ever been to the Clown House in Portland? It's
No
horrifying.
different. It's way different than the fun
There's
house.
clowns everywhere.
There's no fun.
It's a
at the
comedy
clown
show.
house.
It's so depressing though. It's
Yeah.
like all clowns.
Is it like sad clowns? Like
Yeah,
the
yeah, they're-
paintings?
yes.
Or homeless
Yeah, I know it's
clowns?
sad clown. Yes.
It's Yucko.
Yeah, it's Yucko the Clown.
No juggalos though. Juggalos. Somebody said Juggalo Jake's not a real juggalo. And
We
we're
got to
gonna-
figure this
yeah,
out. This could be the next like big
the
episode.
Juggalo test. People, if you have any ideas for the Juggalo test, we're all ears. We want to know, what can Juggalo Jake do to prove...
How many STDs do you have?
He did eat out some girl's butt at a gathering, and he got the drug that she said she didn't want him to get out of her butt. He accidentally got it in his mouth.
Oh, so she was
I
like,
think that proves that he's a
Legend.
juggalo.
Wow.
I don't know. I think
So,
Juggalo's be
fuck
more
you,
respectful.
Internet.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yes.
Even though he can't
Haters.
afford a full face of face paint, he
Yes.
still puts on half.
That's more
Yes.
of a Juggalo, I think.
I mean, there's something to be said. And you know, Juggalo Jake could be at Tapped Out Comedy on June 14th, hosted by me.
Woo woo.
Whoop whoop.
I also think I'm going to be doing that. There's like a roast called like the Pig Roast or the Roast Me competition. It's on the 28th. Probably still time to sign up.
Or Andy Harder roast.
It's well, this is the judges are like Keon Larry is one of the judges, and also Kylie Ann and one other person, and they're all going to be.
Minlin.
No, I don't think
Kidding.
Minlin. I almost went into a horrible stereotype voice, but I'm trying to change my
Good.
ways.
Yeah, you need to get better.
But
at
I do
that.
love when Min talks. You know, it makes me
What
very
about
happy.
Ying?
Ying also. I like Ying's AI posters. Ying's AI flyers have been very cool. You know, she one of them doesn't even have her on it. It's just like some random Asian lady that she generated.
Same thing.
Yeah, I mean some.
That's actually
some
a
small-minded
that's a
folk would
very
think
yeah.
so. You know. Top 10 Asian comics.
Hans Kim.
Hans
Ying.
Kim.
That guy from
Brian Fukuda.
Margaret Cho.
yeah. What about that guy
we're at
from
4.
Ali
Bobby
Wong.
Lee, 5.
Ali Wong, yeah.
6.
what's that guy?
Macy Yo from
Wait,
Tacoma.
Bobby Lee.
We got some more.
The Silicon Valley guy. Do you know the Asian from Silicon Valley?
There's an Asian guy in Silicon
Yeah,
Valley?
yeah. He's like,
Really?
yeah, he's like, fuck you.
Oh, yes. Jimmy O Yang.
Yeah,
yes,
that's
we're
funny.
at 8. 2 more Asians. Come on, we can do
Wait, is
this.
that the guy from The Hangover?
That's Dr. Ken. Does he count?
Yeah, he's
Does
a-
I
he
think
yeah.
he does.
Yeah,
he does comedy.
Yeah. He definitely does comedy.
Well,
Don't
he,
fucking-
Ken Jeong.
if we can't think of any others, then he can be it. But there's I know I'm missing somebody very funny that I forgot about. Who's Asian?
Joe Coy.
Oh, Joe Coy.
Filipino. I mean,
That's totally.
Yeah, I
Bach
guess-
is Filipino.
Wait, he's not Asian. I'm
guess
just
he counts.
saying
no
random
way.
names.
No way, everybody.
I used to live with 10 Filipinos.
Just made it right into the top 10. No when. Thank you. So we got it, man. We could have named 10 black comedians in like 2 seconds, you know.
Yeah, because they're funniest.
Yeah.
They're the funniest of the peoples.
Yeah, I work with this guy. He's an older black gentleman from Louisiana, and he's like in his 60s. And every time anybody that is coming to Nate Jackson's, he's like, "Hey, Steven, check this out, man. It's D. Ray Davis." I'm like, "Hell yeah, man. D. Ray's pretty funny." You know, D.L. Hughley.
Yeah, all the D's.
Except, you know what's funny is that there's only certain white guys that are allowed to be on the.
What about JB
on-
Smooth?
Yeah, well, he's black, but
yeah.
On Nate Jackson's wall of fame, the only 2 white guys that are allowed are Gary Owen and handsome guy. What's his name?
Ooh, handsome guy.
You know, young, handsome guy.
There's too many.
Super popular.
He's just like
famous.
super
Matt
hot.
Rife. Matt Rife.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say Jeff
And
Dye.
like
He's
I know,
a handsome guy.
and like he's not like handsome like you think. We know you like real men because you invited us to your house. Okay, Matt Rife is more of a twink type.
Did you know he got jaw
Yeah.
surgery? Like it's Matt Rife, like he looks.
Didn't a comedian pay for it? Didn't like
some chick paid for it. I think.
Oh really? Oh. That's how you do it, man. Sometimes
You gotta get
Women
women
pay
to
for
pay.
a lot of things these
They
days,
do.
don't
It's
they?
awesome.
yeah, they pay for men's crimes as well.
Yeah.
You know, they get stuck at home with the
Men's
kids.
jobs,
no,
men's
Epstein's,
drinks.
Epstein's girl. She got off.
She's gone. Well, no. Oh, I thought you were talking about the witness because she.
Oh no, I was
she
talking
got
about the
off,
lady.
like,
What's her
and she
name?
died.
Ghislaine? Ghislaine, yeah.
She.
Jizz Lane.
Jizz on my land.
What happened to her? I mean, I thought she locked up.
I don't
She's
know.
locked up.
Yeah.
If there was one celebrity you would be totally surprised was part of
Will
the
Ferrell.
conspiracy, who would it
Will
be?
Ferrell.
Like, let's just pick a random person.
Steve Carell.
Yeah.
Steve Carell. Oh, that hurts. Steve Carell. But you know, I don't know if I could see it. But you know, maybe.
What if he was like doing Michael Scott
Yeah.
impressions while he's like eating her ass?
Oh, Ed Helms. That would be sad. Yeah, I just think of it. You know.
Push her off the chair.
No, I thought she said Robbie. That would be terrible. Robbie is
on the chair.
Robbie
Jump
is
up
not
to the
part of
top.
Pizzagate. I don't care what anybody
Maybe she won't.
says, but he does make a mean pie.
Never mind, forget it.
I don't know.
Sorry to interrupt you guys.
Oh no,
Genius.
no problem.
Do you think the guy who invented Domino's has a Pizzagate around his house? Stupid. You know, Stephen-
How long? When did you write that one? How
Yeah,
long
I
have you been
know,
saving
right?
it out
Oh
of the
my god,
chamber?
are we doing
Nick,
this?
Nick R. Cody. Don't say
Don't
that
say
to
that
me.
to me,
Yeah.
Chan.
Yeah, I know, right? Stephen King has a spider web fence around his house. So
Actually, somebody at work recently got in trouble because the Knicks were losing, and he goes, "God damn Knickerbockers!" And
That's what they're called,
I know,
right?
but my boss got like really upset.
I don't even know what that is. You know, a knicker.
I think it's like an old term, probably. It maybe has
some of
racist
these
connotations.
some
even
of these team names. I mean, look, I know that we're just the definitive male peak performance athletes, but I really don't know much about pro sports. And some of these names, I mean, what's a 76er, right?
and a 49er. There's a
I
lot
know,
of numbers.
I know the 49. I'm from California. The 49ers in 1849 is when the gold rush happened.
Then the
And that's
76ers
when-
are probably like Black Panthers or something.
Yeah. Oh well, it could be the bicentennial,
Yeah,
1776. You know, even then, USA was progressive. We were bi, even then. You know. You know, I often wonder if people who call themselves bi feel weird about the term pansexual now. They're like, wait a minute.
Yeah, they're like, they're
I've been living
taking-
with
yeah.
this for a long time. I had a T-shirt made, and now you're telling me I have to be called something else. I saw Walmart has these pride shirts in their men's section right now, and they had a shirt. I almost bought it. Now I am a supporter of. I'm an ally, but I just thought this
of
was
anal?
I just never had it. I just
Of men.
Yes. They had this shirt and I thought it was great, and it just said in rainbow, a rainbow with white letters, homoista.
Oh.
No way.
Yes.
What if it said white power, but it was rainbow colored?
And also there was another one like about lesbian. It was something like lesbi friends or something
I like that one.
Yeah, lesbian. You know.
That could be like a pickup line
Yeah.
that you could use on a lesbian too.
But yeah, I don't know.
What are you working on, Robbie?
I'm cutting up this book to make buttons and magnets.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are you going to be selling?
What's
them
the
for?
worst pickup line a guy ever asked you?
I think you just touched my lower back.
Oh.
Yeah.
Woo.
That's actually lower back is actually
Yeah.
like lower back and elbow is actually a non. It's a place you're
I've
legally
had a
allowed
couple
to touch.
dudes like randomly give me a massage like out of nowhere. No,
I feel like no one. I was gonna
That
say
was a bad pickup.
No, I know. I mean, if I was a dude, I mean, or
If I was a dude.
if I was a gay,
If you
dude,
were a man.
I-
you're a real man.
how do we know? There's only one way to find out.
It's a
Cat.
juggalo
No.
test.
Yeah, it's the juggalo test.
What kind of drugs do you have in your
Yeah.
asshole?
Somebody call Juggalo Jake.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get Juggalo Jake to eat something out of your asshole. That's how we'll know if he's a Juggalo.
That's for the Patreon.
Have you guys talked about the time Juggalo Jake was at? I think it was Deja Vu.
We have not. So let's.
The place on First Ave. He was there.
Oh, where you jerk off in the?
No, well, he was getting a lap dance in the back, and before the woman could say, like, "Don't come on
Oh
me,"
yeah,
he
yeah.
came on her.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
And he didn't have the
he jizzed his
$200
pants.
to give her, so
Andy Harder had to pay for it or something.
I think they just ran out to his car.
They just ran.
Dude, we gotta hang out with this guy more just to get material.
I know, right?
Hopefully he doesn't hate me for that. I mean, he
Nah,
hates me
he-
anyways, right?
No, he
why
doesn't.
would anybody hate you? Nobody hates Robbie.
Actually, who does hate Robbie? I bet you there's somebody out there that.
No, we did talk about it. He said there's a random comic somewhere
No,
that
they
doesn't
forgave
like you.
me. That
Oh, okay.
person forgave. I'm
Yeah.
sure there's people who don't like me.
Yeah.
though. I'm sure, right?
Let's just make people up.
Natalie
that,
hates me.
Yeah.
Just like make up names.
I say, Casey gets frustrated when people call you a genius. He stirs.
Casey. does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just glad that Casey's still doing stand up. It's
Yeah. Me
incredible.
too.
I was around when he first started.
I'm
He was the
glad
first
that he can
comedian
walk.
that I met.
You know, that's.
I'm
a-
just glad he's alive, yeah.
I'm glad he's still he hates Marxists.
Yes.
As I become more liberal, he stays the same, and I like that.
Yeah. Well, you know, he's fighting the good fight. You know
Yeah.
what they say.
We need the Caseys in the world.
We need the Caseys. You know,
Casey!
My episode that I have with AI Casey, it was actually like my third highest rated episode.
What were the comments?
Well, there's not even a lot of comments. It was just like halfway through, it was like when I got to AI Casey, it was like, so you did comedy with Robbie Schroeder and Jason McBride. What do you think about those guys? It's like, oh yeah, those guys are fresh.
Oh yeah, he was like a black Casey.
yeah. So, and it was.
Why did AI think Casey's black?
Because I made him
Oh,
that way.
okay.
I designed him that way. You know, that's in my heart. I really think that he should be, you know, because he says the N-word. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
No, I'm not going to say that. But actually,
But he will.
at the other place, the Australian place, I was talking to Nick and I was talking about my kid being autistic, and I'm like, yeah, I can say that now. It's like the A word. It's like my N word, and like. Lucas's girlfriend is like right next to me, and she's a black chick, and I was like, "Oh, I guess it probably wasn't the greatest."
Are you going to
reference
put your
make.
autistic kid into special school?
Well, I mean, she's in normal school now. She has a para educator.
Yeah.
Kind of helps, but I don't know. I mean, now that she's got the diagnosis, we got we're probably
It's
gonna
like a
get-
free pass
We're
to
gonna
do
get some
anything.
better insurance. You know, we're gonna get her into some programs, some summer camps.
Yeah,
fun camps,
Because she's
yeah.
actually really lucky. When you're autistic, you're allowed to like break social norms and stuff. So
Yeah.
she gets to like do whatever she wants now. Just like, I'm autistic, it's fine.
It's in the beginning it was a little hard to like kind of deal with and understand, but like, you know, to be honest with you, she's 7 and has like the personality and the mind of like a 4.5-year-old, just because of her development.
Because she's got
And
bad parents.
She also grew up, yeah. Well, she does, and she also grew up during COVID. No
Yeah,
kids
yeah.
to play with.
Have you heard of
daycare, none
that
of
channel
stuff.
Coco Melon?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That shit's fucking crazy.
Oh man, there's this. Back in the day, I used to sing some of those songs like.
Dude, that's why she's
Peas,
autistic. Because
Peas, time to eat your peas. Yes, yes.
Dude,
I want to eat my
that
peas.
is I watched it
Yes.
and I was like freaking out. It was scaring me.
Yeah.
I was like, kids cannot learn from this. It's like it's
Yeah.
like watching something on like Adult Swim. You know what I mean? It's like a trippy vibed, scary, dystopian.
I have to show you. I'll find a Coco Melon video later because it's the whole video is about like the wife walks in on the dad like sneaking some cheesecake in the kitchen, and the whole song is about what are you doing, darling? Nothing, darling.
Oh,
and it's
weird.
like it's pretty like
Eat
how to
my
lie to your
cheese.
spouse.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, she used to watch another show called Puppy Dog Pals, which
Oh.
is about 2 cartoon pugs, but created by Harland Williams.
Oh no!
Yes, and he did the voice.
I don't want
of
that
the
guy
main
teaching
guy.
my kids.
And so the show would be
maybe I
like,
do. Who knows?
he played a guy named Bob, and then when Bob would go to work, the pubs came to life, and they just had all sorts of adventures in the house. And
Oh, I thought Harlan did Paw Patrol. That's not
No,
right?
no.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I was like, that doesn't seem like a Harlan
no,
idea.
Paw Patrol is. I heard somebody
was copying Paw Patrol.
They call that propaganda.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
because
And-
conservative propaganda
Yeah.
will call Paw Patrol pop propaganda.
Yeah, but it's just kids rescuing. It's like animals rescue.
But I think there's like a trans dog or something. That's why.
But right now she's moving into like sort of the weirder stuff, like Powerpuff Girls. There's a show called Total Drama
Rocco's
Rama.
Modern Life.
She doesn't want. I mean, that's a little too old for her. She won't. She can't get into that. But no, dude, there's some weird stuff out there on Disney and. Yeah, I mean, because it's made for kids that don't want to pay attention. So it's just
and
lots
it helps
of bright
them,
lights.
Yeah, it helps them not.
Even like the Mickey Mouse stuff is like so dumb. Like I just feel like such an idiot.
We got to start our own kids show.
Well,
that's what we got to do.
Rob and Steve and Michael
We
James are
could
here
go
for
hunting.
your children.
Yeah, hunting for homeless or something.
We could be like Blippy. You know him. Oh yeah, she used to watch him too. Do you know Blippy? Okay. Do you know Joe Glass? You heard of this guy? Joe
Sounds
Glass.
familiar.
He's a comedian.
Yeah.
So he's kind of dresses like Blippy. Blippy like wears these thick glasses and like that taxi cab driver hat. I don't know what it's called. And
Yeah.
like suspenders and a vest. And he goes to like kids museums and play areas, and he plays through the whole thing as an adult. And he's like, "Look, kids, you could do this." And like there's like they literally close the whole thing down. No kids get to play, so he gets to like demonstrate.
Oh, weird. So
And
he just
so-
like gets to play on
So
kids
what
stuff.
would be our kids show? Like how about like we could do the opposite? We could do kind of like a Scared Straight type show where like we get in bad situations and kids learn from it.
Yeah. Like and then or like remember
Like
it was
get
like
caught.
Goofus and Gallant or whatever. Like so I'll do something really bad. Like don't be like Rob, and then you do like this. You do the good thing. So like I'll do something really bad and like yeah.
Like today on the show,
Yeah.
Rob wastes the prostitute's time and the pimp gets mad.
Yeah, yeah, and then it's like, be more like Steven.
Yeah.
Pay the prostitute, and yeah, exactly.
And then cry and beg your wife not to divorce you. Wow.
Does your wife still say, be careful when you hang out with me?
No, she
Okay,
doesn't.
good.
No. But I told her that I saw PJ the other night, and she's like, "Oh, be careful."
Yes, I've risen.
No, man. I love everybody. I had a.
That's
good,
what a lot of hateful people say.
I've heard people say you can't be friends with everybody. That is fine. But just because you're not friends with them doesn't mean you can't love
Yeah, they
them.
say a friend of everyone is a friend of no one.
But Jesus loved everybody.
No.
He didn't?
No, I think he hated like there's people that he didn't like the
Judas?
definitely didn't like the gays, definitely didn't like there's like the Samaritans, they didn't like Samaritans.
Samaritans?
Yeah.
Wait, so Samaritan, that's like
Samaritans.
that's like a good person, right?
They call it Good Samaritan because like Jesus, a lot of people are like, get out of here, you fucking piece of
you
shit
meant, like, a
Samaritan,
Somalian
and then
or-
Jesus was like, no, there is Good Samaritans, like yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway.
Well, I know that there's
Bible stuff.
There is a specific.
We could do Bible classes.
I know a comedian that used to be a pastor that's no longer a pastor.
I know that guy. Wait, no, wait.
Things have
There
changed.
is he? But he was a pastor like a while ago,
Yeah.
like even doing comedy.
Yeah.
And now he's not, dude.
Yeah.
He's been corrupted.
Yes, he's been destroyed.
Andrew?
No,
Oh.
Jason Duman.
Yeah.
Jason, good guy.
Dude, that's crazy.
he's still
I feel bad.
He's still probably a believer, but
He's like, dude.
it seems like every church. He didn't tell me, but it seems like every church has got some sort of crazy power struggle. In
Yeah.
it,
That's the point.
Yeah.
That's why they're cool.
That's how you get rich. Is you take
the
over a
righteous
church.
gemstones.
My
what I
dad
was
loves
thinking.
Joel Osteen, by the way. He watches him on Sundays.
That guy,
Yeah.
I like watching. There's like videos that are like Joel Osteen isn't a real Christian, and he's bringing everyone to hell with his lie gospel.
I love when there was like all the. I think it was like the snow or whatever in Texas, and the power grid shut down for days.
Oh, and you wouldn't let anybody.
He's like, no,
That's
you can't
my
come
kind
into
of
my.
Christian.
This is not. This is a church. This is not a shelter.
Yeah,
so.
I actually liked.
This is one of
think that
those
was
paid
smart.
churches.
Yeah, he's like, how am I gonna get rich if I'm letting all you idiots sleep here?
This is the kind of thoughts we have in Seattle in the Seattle comedy scene. I don't even know.
bad thoughts.
Yeah.
Just like
Bad
Tom
thoughts.
Segura.
Oh wait, oh yeah, he has that.
That show's
I didn't
stupid.
watch it. No,
I do
no.
not like that show.
I will say,
He shits his pants in every episode. Like
at the risk of like hurting my future career of riches. A lot of these big name comics that I used to follow, I just have been very disappointed in a lot of their output lately.
yeah.
You
No,
know?
I mean they're like Little Jeezy Weezy with Little Spoony and Forky is like better
Yes.
and more creative
Lil Jeezy Weezy.
than some of these guys.
Big fan. I saw him. He was there. I saw him the other night.
How much money did he
I
ask
was-
you for?
Natalie loves Lil Jeezy
I was
Weezy.
outside Shanghai, and there's this really hot girl in her mid-20s, and Jeezy Weezy and I were hanging outside. Per usual, if I get the time of day,
Yeah.
that's what I live for, just hanging out.
Hey.
She was just some rando,
Oh,
and
no.
she was
Jealous,
going into
jealous.
a car with some guy that was probably her friend, and
Yeah.
obviously...
Or
and
lover.
Maybe, probably
Beat.
not. But Jeezy Weezy was like, hey, you want to come over to a party at my house?
He has a house.
And then I was like, yo, she was still there, and within earshot, I was like, you're being too aggressive, man. When do you that's your first, you say
That's his
party at
pickup
my
line.
place?
Hey, he should have said
So,
he's got cash.
They drive off, and I'm like trying to have a pep talk, not like I'm one to talk, but Jeezy Weezy's like, no, I'm actually thinking of having a small gathering, with a couple people, like start the revolution or something. And I'm like, why don't you say something more realistic? Like, I'm thinking of having a couple people over. Do you want to come over sometime?
I'm having a party at my house, not.
And I got
It's
cash.
just me and my pants
Yeah.
and my tripod elephant trunk
it's
that you showed me.
boys, men. It takes it's. Sometimes we don't know what to say. When
That's
we're
why you
around
gotta
the
listen to
female
great
species,
guys like Andrew Tate.
Yes.
I have an old coworker who he's part of the Andrew Tate.
Oh, the Tate University.
The Hustler University.
Yeah.
Yes.
He pays $50.
Is he rich?
Yeah. He makes $11,000 a month doing glass blowing.
Oh,
Now.
okay.
Who else?
Was that asshole guy that we
Jordan Peterson. We're big fans.
Never
No.
Yeah.
And the other guy.
I still have my Jordan Peterson puppet. I was
Yeah.
thinking about just doing my own thing with that, just like a whole Instagram with Jordan Peterson puppet.
And then who's the Jewish guy? I can never remember his
Mark
name.
Maron?
No, but he's
Ben Shapiro.
Ben Shapiro, yes, it's the trifecta, man. It's Andrew Tate, Ben Shapiro, Jordan Peterson.
Yeah.
That's
Ben Shapiro's at the top because he's
Holy
Jewish.
Trinity.
Those are the comedy influences I was speaking about earlier. These are who I'm actually influenced by. I don't know, but yeah, man, Mark Maron is ending his podcast. One of the first ones I ever listened to back in the day, 2010 to 2026. Holy
That's what
cow.
inspired you to become a comedian.
And that's how I know that this podcast is going to be successful, because once these big guys that we're talking about, these Seguras, he's gonna. I mean,
The Rogan.
the Bert Kreischer will probably still
The
keep
machine.
going.
Yeah.
But I
He's
feel
gonna
like,
die soon.
I feel like Tom Segura, he's gonna take a break. He seems like
Yeah,
a Louis
he's bored.
C.K. type
Yeah.
of guy who likes his privacy, and so
I mean,
he's gonna
does
go
Louis
away.
C.K. like his privacy?
Well, after being exposed for
Yeah.
exposing himself, he likes his privacy. So, but
He came back though. I'm happy that that thing, people got over it.
I mean, dude, everything. Tony Hinchcliffe came back after being his stuff, and I don't know. Kramer even came back. Kramer is like a god on the streets of New York.
Yeah.
People want his autograph, which is
They're like, say
crazy.
it again, say it again.
yeah.
Do your bit. I wonder if anyone's ever done that.
Currently
If he's
sharing
ever
an
gone to
apartment
stand up
with
and people are like,
David
dude.
Altamirano.
Yeah.
David's definitely not paying.
No.
Yeah.
He hasn't paid a cent in rent for 10 years.
Well, yeah, this is fun. Anything else? Anything else you want to talk about on the podcast? You wanted to be on. We're promoting.
I wanted to be
We
on.
promoted your business here.
Thank you.
We talked about some personal stuff. When are you going to get on stage? We're all three of us are excited. We want you to develop.
I don't think
a
Robbie
set.
does. Robbie's always like, don't do it.
Don't listen to the haters.
The three of us, I'm talking about me, him, and Cruz.
Yeah.
Cruz.
We were really excited for you to try.
I don't know. I should.
Get back on
I
stage.
should. I mean, who
Start at the
cares?
Nobody bombs at the Shanghai
Yeah,
room.
take your advice. Just do it. Even
Some
like,
aren't even allowed at the Shanghai room.
Some people get
I was just there.
I know. Oh, I know.
Yes. But
I know everything.
I was at the Shanghai room and I rolled up outside of it and Gustavo was there. Everybody knows Gustavo. He's this guy who drinks at the Shanghai room and he was like, I rolled my window down and I was like, do you need a ride? And he was like, I gave this guy a ride to Meridian Street and he gave me $40.
Oh, nice.
And I gave him my card and I gave him a ride again. And so now
Did he give you $40?
He gave me 25.
Oh, it's going down.
This is gonna be a new business venture. If you
Yeah, I
want.
had to say no to him
Ruber.
before, and then I'm
Ruber.
laying in bed at like 1 in the morning.
Robert.
I was laying in bed at 1 in the morning. I get a call from Gustavo drunk, and I'm like,
Dude, I should have
I
called
will
Robbie.
drive-
to
Yeah.
go.
You should
I will
call
drive
me.
20 minutes to go give this drunk Mexican guy a ride home who can't really speak English that well. I live for
You're
this.
kind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You-
Like
And
a
you got
rogue-
money.
A rogue
You
Uber
can
driver.
have your
Ruger.
own crate. Like I remember this episode of Insomniac with David Tell. He went in this cab, and this guy had this crazy cab that had like disco lights, a disco ball, all sorts of. Robbie could have his own crazy cab where you
Yeah.
go in
He
and
has
there's
advocates.
just like
Yeah.
visuals, like there's spirals everywhere.
He's making buttons and
He's got
pressing at the same
like
time.
music
He's
is
got to have
playing.
different horns. Like,
Yeah.
His
You could
AI
have, like,
music is
subwoofers
playing.
in the seat, so like your panties vibrate.
I've given 2 people rides to Greenwood from Ballard. I've been in Old Ballard.
Yeah.
Agreed to give a guy.
I wonder if you could you could just hang out and like find drunk people and be like, hey, I'll give you a ride for.
I was trying to tell a story.
Yeah.
I'd say my line that doesn't really work is
Yeah.
I'll undercut the Uber by $5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
You
works.
could get a sign and say
Yeah.
it. I mean, I feel like most people, there'd be a lot of chicks that would be like, I don't want to
I
do
gave this
this.
guy a ride home, and he was like, "I'm really sad," and he put
Oh,
on,
therapy, dude. You could do therapy
he
while you
put
give him a
on
ride.
Podcast while you drive.
Folds, I was like,
Oh,
you
the
can pick the
piano.
music.
The piano guy.
Ben Folds 5.
Yeah.
It was a night that
Drown it
Poindexter
slowly.
was closing forever,
Oh,
and I was outside
never
with
went.
my buttons, and I
She's
kept
a
saying,
breaking-
"Grand opening, Poindexter's," just to fuck with people.
Grand opening.
Did it work?
And then we
Yeah.
lost
Like,
Jeezy
it's
Weezy.
closed.
Jeezy
We lost
Weezy.
him.
he left his transparent.
left him.
He's
Oh, for a little bit.
He's
his
uh,
see-through backpack.
he's
back.
no
in my
longer with
car.
us.
Yes.
And
Don't ever say that.
He snuck into Poindexter to try to test out some drinks. He sipped drinks to make sure they have alcohol in them. And
Every night, Jeezy Weezy offers for me to go to his house to
Really? He
have
texts you?
casserole. No, whenever I'm going to Shanghai room, he's
Casserole.
always like, we could go
Vegan
make
casserole.
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 It's
That's
just-
my favorite pickup
Casserole
line.
trip.
it's onion and olive oil.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
just-
I'm like, what does his house
and
look
bread.
Let
like?
me put you into between some layers.
Oh, yeah,
I've been
So-
to Jeezy's at least 3 times.
at least he tries.
He has a nice little rooftop herb garden.
Yes. To all the men out there, Natalie wants you
Try.
to try.
I have
Try
been.
again. If she
Try.
says
I
no,
have been
keep
celibate
trying.
for almost 3
She wants
years.
to go for an
I need
answer.
my eggs cracked.
Whoa.
I need my eggs cracked.
Yes.
Your vegan eggs?
Yes.
I need my just egg
Yeah.
cracked.
Lil Weezy, Jeezy puts eggs in his
Not
casserole.
Jeezy. Anybody else? Anybody.
Yes.
If Jeezy was a woman,
Hey, what if Jeezy was a woman?
What if Jeezy was a woman?
his name would be Jazzy.
Jazzy Wazzy.
Jazzy jazz hands. Jazzy jazz
Jazzy
hands.
Wizzy.
Yeah. DJ. Just.
Whiz on me,
Jazz.
jazz.
Jizz Lane.
Jasmine
She's
Lasman.
Should that be my stage name? DJ
Jizz
Jizz
Lane.
Lane.
I like jizz.
Little
Jizz
Jizz
Lane.
Lane Wheezy. Shit. What time is it? I
Oh my
don't even
god,
know.
don't end it.
Oh. We have been going hour and 4 minutes.
Wow.
So we at least did the hour.
Yeah, we made it.
We didn't do any Polaroids yet.
And we didn't do any topics.
Yeah, no topics.
Just
We're-
some hot goss. What other hot goss is there?
I
Are you
mean,
gonna try to get into sick this year?
No,
No,
definitely
you're
not.
not doing sick, you
No.
pussy.
No, I don't think
Have
so.
some
You could
confidence, for
yeah,
Christ's sake.
you
Holy
have
shit.
A podcast. You're a dad of an autistic 7-year-old. What do you got to lose?
I know. I should be able to just like.
You could get.
You're
a
married.
You'd probably be at the
You're like the
comedy
most
nest, you know?
confident, unconfident person.
What?
It's just the hair.
Yeah,
It's just
I
the
know.
hair.
I know.
If you didn't have hair like that, you wouldn't have any hair.
What?
I don't even know what you're saying. What?
Maybe you should start wearing sunglasses on stage.
That's my
I-
thing.
And
I
then,
wanna
like,
try.
Take it off and put them on. And
I want
Yeah,
to
just
try because I have
do
all
the
these different
reveal.
colors. I like to match them. You know.
Maybe you should put something through your gauges. Too.
Yeah, I could do a pencil.
Cigarettes.
I could do my-
Something holding a playing card.
What
and
if I
you
just
toss-
stood on
Lit
stage and I'm
cigarettes.
just like, hey,
Yeah.
so
you could have a hook, and then you hang the mic cord
Yeah.
through the hook.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
That's
You know-
the Robbie. There's the Robbie genius
Yeah.
coming
That's a
through.
Rory Scovel.
Oh,
bit.
damn it.
No, I don't.
Chaz.
I
where
still
you at?
think I still
Chaz
want to
Scovel,
do.
Shout out.
Shout out, Chaz.
You know, I had a good conversation with Dane earlier, and Dane, if you're looking,
Hasseldoll.
if you're looking to produce a show at Emerald City, here it is.
He
The
doesn't book
Steve-
it, I don't think.
Yeah,
so.
well,
Anyways, if you get the
or
chance.
if you know the people.
Jess.
The Stephen Michael James Show.
Woo!
It's a late night talk show. I sit behind a
Oh, I
desk.
love
I'm
it.
like Conan O'Brien. Rob will be on there, and then Robbie's going to be the producer who's always mad at me for going over time. You know, every time I have a guest out, like a Adam Tiller
Oh
or
my
a
god, the Adam Tiller thing.
or a
Adam Tiller show.
Who's a female? A Lucy Tolson. You know, if they're on the show.
A big time
Every
now.
big time Mel, yeah. She just Robbie's like, come on, you know, we gotta get this interview over with, and you know, I think.
Robbie could do a God mic.
But I want to do
Jason
stuff
McBride could
like
be there.
like Conan used to have like the masturbating bear, or Hank the angry, or no, that's Howard Stern. The pug. What's the?
God, the fucking dog, the insult dog.
Insult Triumph.
Yeah.
Triumph, the insult comic dog. You know, I want to do stuff.
I
like
could do Jordan Peterson
I
puppet.
also remember the Craig Ferguson had that robot. That robot.
horse.
Yes, that robot, Jeff. That robot was awesome. So what I want to say is I'm excited for future robots also.
I remember there's this
I can't
one-
believe it.
Long
You know,
time ago, this guy did this comedy bit. It was an open mic guy. He was doing a robot, and he just do the robot voice, and the robot's like, "Me and Michael Jackson have a lot in common. We're both robots. Just kidding. We both fuck kids or something." I thought that was so funny when I was like 11.
Was that at Chuckles?
No, it was at not Laughs, but Giggles.
Giggles. Yeah, that's what-
Giggles.
Giggles. Yes.
I can't remember. There was a guy in the scene back when Jason McBride had the landfill open mic, which is where Natalie performed
Yeah.
at next to Dick's. It was a English
By the cemetery?
It was an English.
Like a European beer bar.
Yeah.
It was Europub. They paid Jason in a Red Baron personal pizza, baked in a oven.
At least it wasn't microwaved.
Just eat this. I don't even eat gluten,
Yeah.
but you know.
But Ryan Sprudy, I don't know. I feel like he changed his last name, like you do in comedy sometimes.
Yeah.
But he had a joke.
Mine's C now.
He was like, "This is a safe space, and if you don't like that, you're out of here, or get out of here."
Yeah. He should have been chewing some tobacco. You ever chew any tobacco?
Yeah,
You ever
it's
do
the
that?
best.
Do
You
that
guys
skull?
know Sean Riccio?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I did play baseball though.
I drank chew
Yes.
spit one time. My
Did you
friend
guys
Elias
do
would
baseball
always
or just
spit.
soccer?
I did baseball.
Yeah.
I did every sport, but nothing like ninth grade was only football,
I
and
was
then
mostly first and third base. You know.
I was
Just like real life.
I put outfield because we were too young to hit it in the
Yeah.
outfield, so they just put me out there.
I got hit in the face by the coach's son because I couldn't catch. That was fun. Good times.
Trauma.
Yeah. But you know, I still I feel good being just one of these just top of the line athletes in the presence of this female here, and I think we've done some good work tonight, Rob.
This
I feel like-
female?
Yeah, the ladies.
I feel like we've done some good
We
work
did.
tonight.
This is gonna get
Yeah.
the 450 views.
This is gonna be better than Cruz and
Joe J combined.
You
Yeah.
know, only if we
and we didn't even yell that
I
loud.
know.
Yeah, 1,000 views. I'll
Yeah.
be in a tank top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1,000 views.
I know. What do I
And
have to do? I'll do anything.
He'll rub semen on his nipples.
Yes.
I'll rub Rob's semen on my
Yeah,
not my
1,000 views.
nipples.
Okay.
I'll put it in my belly button.
Okay,
A little.
that's fair.
We'll
It doesn't
seal it
belong.
in a
It's
piece
not
of
worthy
glass.
of the
I'll
nipples.
soak my toes in it.
You can
What?
make like
Yeah,
a
yeah,
glass
that's fair.
thing where it's sealed
Oh.
inside, and you can
Yeah, that'd be
move
a
it
good
back and
gift.
forth. And
Could you
it's
give
like,
a gift of?
What's so great about semen, anyways?
Yeah, I
it
know.
creates life.
Yeah,
Does
but you
it?
need the other parts. You need the female.
Okay, we can have
anatomy.
Natalie's eggs, and then all three of our semen in
Well,
a
they're
in a
so
ball.
good.
Who's
So
the
that's the
surrogate?
Patreon. Subscribe to the
Yes.
Patreon.
Who's the surrogate though?
10,000
Jojo
views.
Blacko.
10,000
Jojo.
views, and you can get one of Natalie's.
You know
I'll
Jojo-
get impregnated.
Jojo Blacko identifies as a white man.
Does he really?
Yeah,
They. Jojo.
Jojo, they.
Speaking of Sage Cameron, if you ever go to Sage Cameron's podcast, there's a conversation with Sage and Jojo, which is probably the most X-rated thing I've ever heard anybody say.
Oh yeah, he's like, I got doo doo on my dicks. Yeah.
Basically, if you want to tune in, we'll put a link in the description. But yeah,
Yeah, it was very graphic about
Yeah.
day sex.
They is I don't know. I got
They's a
nothing.
real one.
They is a real one. We support they and everybody in Seattle, and we're just here to have fun. I like to laugh. We're here to have a good time.
I like to shit.
Oh, don't be mean.
I don't know. You guys got anything else you want to talk about? Anything you want to promote? I mean,
Go to the Shanghai Room every Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
so who's
7
the
to
new
9.
host on Sundays?
It's Ryan Padilla and Noah Wynn.
No Win and Ryan Padilla. So Maria Elizabeth has stepped down.
But is
No,
she going to still
side,
be
not
there all the
down.
time?
She
Punching
rose up.
sideways
She's punching sideways. She's
to
never.
the kangaroo and the
Yes.
kiwi.
She's moved on to better things.
Shanghai Room, 7
Bodies
to
and
9
bodies.
Yes,
p.m.
hotties and bodies.
Stay for karaoke. We
Um,
turn.
You can see Natalie doing karaoke at the Shanghai Room.
Yeah, we'll be at
Bring your house
Chasm
down.
on the
Let's
21st.
see. My personal favorite is
Next time you
when
guys
she
should
does
sing a
Brooks
song.
and Dunn, or I don't know.
Holiday Inn.
You know any
I'm
Journey?
adopting
I
a
love
child.
loving, touching, squeezing.
Yeah,
Some Journey.
and she also likes Journey.
Yeah, whatever.
Hey.
When's your next podcast happening?
Next week.
It's whenever. I don't know, man.
Okay.
It's
Let me
Robbie, you should become the producer.
Solo.
so I'm gonna be at Whiskey Mile on Thursday. So
Natalie's gonna be on Random Hacks.
whenever I do. Yeah.
Who's who's a random hack?
Yeah.
Casey and me.
You
Yeah,
know,
put me on.
Yeah,
we should
we'll
do
do it.
a 3 or 4 hour
me and Big Time
podcast
Mel are going to be
sometime.
on every podcast in Seattle. And Rob. Me and Rob and Big
I'm gonna be on
Time
Mike
Mel.
Tony Heath's podcast.
Yeah, I got to be on Mike's.
Oh, yeah, Mike.
You know,
Trash, space trash.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm going to be on Unseasoned
Collector.
with Casey McLean. He doesn't know it yet, but I'm going to be on it.
I'm gonna
You're
start
gonna-
one.
You're going to dupe him.
Roastbusters with Narin Van. Oh, yeah, he just replied to my thing. I got to see.
Scott Lossie's podcast.
He has this. Oh, I didn't even know he
Oh,
has
we're gonna
one.
be on
Yeah.
the what's it called? This
third
like this is
wheel.
my last chance or whatever. The other mediocre podcast.
Oh, yeah.
If this doesn't work,
There's some guys that reached out and they're like, "We have a mediocre podcast. We should collaborate." And I don't know if they're comics,
Eugene, whatever his name is. That
but
you're
Eugene
Yeah.
Rivera, he's gonna start one.
He wants me on Monday, and I have
Yeah.
not responded.
And
Mike
then
Mazzalotti.
Natalie's gonna start her own.
I'm gonna start a
podcast.
5-minute
booty shaking.
podcast.
It's
Bedazzled.
gonna be called
There's
Bedazzled
gonna be no-
Booties. Bedazzled Booties.
There's no. Y'all don't even.
Yeah. I would love to see a bedazzled booty now. When I go home, I'm gonna pull up
Ew.
ChatGPT.
I don't want to know what you're gonna do. When you're
I just want to. You're married.
your wife. Where's your wife at?
It's art. Okay, I'm not doing anything. I'm just admiring the art. You know. That's. I guess nobody
I
believes.
like the
Nobody
articles.
believes- I read it for the articles. Exactly. Nobody could say that anymore. There are no articles. Everything is ChatGPT. Well,
No, you read it for the headlines.
Yes. So yeah, tapped out.
Have you heard about that thing about corduroy?
What about it?
It's been leaving headlines.
Wait,
It's been making headlines. That's it. That's
Well, leave it too. Like depending on where you sleep.
Yeah.
I used
On
to have.
Rob's pants.
I used to have a real. Do they still where can you find
Goodwill.
corduroys?
Yeah, Goodwill.
Yeah, I would love some. I had some nice cords back in the day.
I was wearing khakis yesterday, and I sat down at home, and the crotch ripped open.
Oh my
I
god!
hate that.
Tell me more.
And I'm like,
Get those eggs cracking.
He's packing.
You're cracking her eggs.
At what point
We got
do
some
I,
yolk over there.
do I
Whoa.
need to sew these up? I guess I'm gonna have to sew my pants up.
I think you just leave it open for easy access.
Well, I was going to Cruz's mic, so
Yeah. You could attach like a pocket, like
Oh
a
yeah, you
zipper.
put like your like.
Do you guys think I should record my 30 minutes at the Shanghai?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
You could put the
Mid shop, 3 angles. What night of the week? A Sunday?
No, Sunday's too
I think
slow.
Thursday.
Thursday?
Yeah.
Thursday. They have
There's
music
there's a lot
on
of
Thursday.
competitions on
What's
Thursday.
on Thursday?
Music.
Oh.
I think on Monday.
I could do it a Friday, though.
I think they're closed
Friday-
on Monday,
Oh,
Tuesdays.
yeah.
Friday would be good too. Like Thursday was always good though. I noticed for like comedy stuff that's
Yeah.
not like because it's not, the clubs aren't doing anything.
Yeah.
And then it's also close
It's
to
like
Friday.
Wednesday through Sunday, basically.
Yeah.
Monday,
Wednesday
Tuesday.
through Sunday at Shanghai Room?
No,
Are we
I
on?
mean, just for a show
Oh.
in general. But yeah, for Shanghai, I don't know.
was
I
like,
would say Friday, Saturday if I was going to pick.
Yeah, because I already got a down payment from Noah Wynn, so I'm like, I
Yeah.
gotta do this, or I owe him $75.
Did he pay
Just do
you
it.
in massages?
Do you
Yeah.
get two? Do you get to film it twice, like the pros?
Did he pay you in metaphorical jokes?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was doing an impression.
Did
of
he
him
pay you an
earlier, too.
offbeat
All right,
karaoke?
you ready? No, listen. Earlier, Stephen Michael James said.
All right, let's start with callbacks. We're gonna start with the callbacks.
He sounds like those when they dub an Asian film with like an American accent.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, what are you gonna do to this place? I wonder if that's how he. No,
That's how he
He
learned
probably
English.
was born in America.
God. Hey, yo.
No one's from LA. What am I talking about? He's an LA guy, just like this
He
guy.
still might learn English
We're
that
all
way.
from LA. Tapped Out Comedy, June 14th, and then the last week of June, I'll be at the open mics, Tacoma Comedy Club, 6th Avenue downtown, and
Wait,
then
has anybody ever come to one of your shows from a promo from your?
Yes. My dad.
Yeah.
Let him
What?
do it.
No,
Yeah.
no.
you know what? There were
Keep
maybe.
going.
I
don't
went
know.
to one of his shows.
Yeah, there we go. I've had
From
people.
the podcast?
No.
No.
Oh.
But I've had people come to my show from Eventbrite that didn't even know any of the comics.
There was
so that
actually
cool.
somebody who came to one of the shows from the podcast.
Oh, and then this chick that I met at training, she came to the show that you crashed your car at. Yeah, but
Damn.
all right. If you want to follow Robbie, it's Robbie Schroeder Comedy, right?
Robbie Schroeder.
Robbie Schroeder.
Schro. It's Schroeder though. Everyone says Schroeder. He's been getting that his whole life. All right. I was like, okay. There was.
I
this,
called him Robbie Schroeder till
there
I
was
met
this-
him again.
There was this senator back in the day named Senator John Boehner, but it was spelled Bohner, and I was like, that's Boner. All right, that is John Boner. He's trying to but now that I
Anthony
know a
Weiner.
Robbie Schroeder spelled like a Schroeder, I think I gotta lay off John Boehner and just accept that some people say things differently. It's not Robbie's fault that he's wrong. But
Or his parents and grandparents.
yes. Or Robbie Schro, he's got all sorts of stuff, glasswares, buttons.
Oh yeah, if you want to buy a 4-inch solid orb, go to RobbieSphere.com.
Yeah.
They're $110.
We'll put like a nice, like cool, like,
My mom, I have
mystical
I bought
music
them for my
behind that.
family. They love it.
Yeah, he just bought a glass key. I made
Yeah.
a skeleton key.
No, it's really great artwork, man. I got this glass I only use for special occasions. So, and buttons, he makes buttons, and you can see him.
Oh, what about Natalie's hair business?
Yeah, I
Yes.
do hair. I was thinking I could bleach your hair and we could do a podcast at the same time.
Yeah, we could do
He's
that.
like, yeah, no. Oh, okay.
So
Well,
he only gets that bleach specially done.
No, I mean it's just you were expensive, you know.
I'm not.
She's a
Because
prof-
you get what you pay for.
she's a professional.
You get what you pay
she's
for.
a professional. She's gonna charge me. She's gonna charge me everything.
Oh my God.
But yeah, Robbie, he's got. You can check out all this stuff. Nitpick Collective, is that still around?
Yeah.
You can buy his stuff there. And
Yeah, this shirt. You can buy
yes,
this shirt. You can
Yes.
buy this sweatshirt.
oh yes, You could see that sweatshirt all the way in San Diego. Joey Mejia's probably wearing it. So
Joey Mejia just did a really weird post where he's like, "Yes, I strangled my pregnant
yeah,
girlfriend."
he's had some. Yeah, I don't know what's. Well, good. That's for the next
Well,
episode.
she had the baby, so she's still alive. The
Yeah.
baby's alive.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
fine. Everything we live in the moment, and that's the past.
He works at a sex, like a sex peep
Gun-
show
With Wes?
club.
Yeah,
No. He got kicked. They had a breakup.
Yeah.
They broke
Oh.
up.
I know.
poor guys.
All right,
we don't
good
talk
stuff.
About that anymore.
Rob, you can follow him. Rob Conroy _Inc.
Homie life coach.
Rich
Homie life coach.
He is available for coaching,
Yeah, and
but DM him for any deets.
free stuff.
Natalie, now now here's where we're gonna promote. Her business, Bimbo Bedazzled, right?
Yeah.
Yes, on Instagram, all sorts of custom
Bedazzled.
pieces. She also does hair.
Natalie Rae hair.
Natalie Rae hair.
And then
It's
Natalie
really
said-
good.
Natalie Rae sounds
Really?
like a black person.
It's not joking. It's really good. Really good
You
hair.
don't follow my hair.
Dyeing.
What?
No, I just seen you post
It's
like
really
repost.
good.
Yes, it's
Really good.
it's really.
Israeli?
Oh my
it's-
god.
We know what side she stands on.
Oh my god. Anyway.
And if you follow, and she might let you follow her other stuff, but I doubt
Hey,
it.
wait, is this a
Oh, and then
comedy
she's got the
Yes.
OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Can we do jokes
This is
here?
a political podcast.
What happened?
No, this is a kids podcast.
Well, he made a
Yeah.
joke about the
Uh,
Hey, what did he say?
nothing.
Yeah.
What?
What did I say? I don't even know what I said.
What
You
did he say,
you know
Ryan?
what side she's on. It was an Israeli-Palestinian
Oh.
joke.
Hey,
Yeah,
and
whatever,
follow
I
me
care about
at
that.
Stephen MJ Comedy. This is the
Hey, we were
Comedy
talking
Simp
about
Podcast.
Gaza a year ago on this.
Mediocre
right?
podcast.
And I am starting right now. I'm going to put a link. It's the official on Spotify, the Comedy Simp Podcast official playlist.
Is simp short for simple? Is
So
that
we're gonna have recommendations from all your favorite guests. Are gonna put songs in there. So when you don't know what to listen to, you can go to the
And
Comedy
stay
Simp
tuned for the future
playlist.
episode. Is
You
Juggalo
know,
Jake
so
really?
do you have music on Spotify, Robbie?
yeah, I got my AI poetry music under
Yeah.
Robbie.
So we're gonna put some of
Robbie
Robbie's stuff
Schroeder.
on the playlist. So
Yeah,
so
it's on YouTube
yes,
and Spotify.
We're gonna rock.
I
it.
want to be on with Juggalo Jake because I do Juggalo makeup too.
Yes. Oh, so
You should do his
me
makeup
and
for
Rob
the
talked
podcast.
about it.
Or on it.
Maybe I won't have you dye my hair, but if you would do all three of our makeup, Juggalo,
Okay.
you could do all three of our Juggalo
Yes.
makeup.
Yeah, sure.
And that let's do it. And I
Dude,
think
wow.
that could be that's the next one. All right.
So cool.
Three-
I have it
three-
in this
three
apartment. You can do it
Juggalos.
right now.
3 Juggalos. Yes, we're Juggalo Jake. We could do it at his place, or we could do it here.
3
You probably
juggalos and a
critique
horny
me.
lady.
Yeah.
I'm not
Or-
horny. Oh my
I
god.
would actually, you know, I would love to do it at the Shanghai. Well, no.
I'm not gonna do it at the Shanghai room.
Yeah, that's not the
They'd be
Shanghai
like,
room.
it's a
They're
mess.
They're like, what are you doing? You know, but
All right.
we're gonna do it at live on Femi and Friends.
Hey, wait, do you have anything to plug?
Yeah.
Come to Zeke's Pizza, Queen Anne,
Yeah,
and I'll pour you
tip
a
well.
drink for
Upper
free.
Queen Anne or lower
Upper Queen Anne.
Yeah.
The Hill.
How is
What's the
that
special this
safe?
week?
Yeah.
We got $4 slices.
How much is pesto?
$4?
If you have
Fuck.
pesto, how
Yeah.
much is pesto?
Do you guys
We
have
don't- we
vegan
don't sell
pizza?
I've
pasta.
actually never had Zeke's.
Yeah, we do have vegan, gluten-free, vegan, and we just got a new line of honey sriracha pizzas.
You don't have
Nice.
a gas
Huh.
pizza? Garlic
No.
artichoke, something, and
Spinach
No, we
parmesan.
can do that,
Yeah.
but we can't do any pesto. We don't have pesto.
Oh, no nuts. Do you have any nuts there?
We have cashews
Yeah.
You guys make
and
salads?
these nuts. Yeah.
Have you ever
These
had in the
cashews.
bedroom? Have you ever had a D's nuts joke come up?
Oh, it's very possible.
No.
Were you blacked
Like-
out?
No, I just
It was
like,
that guy
there was
who
a time when I
walked
first
in
started
and
having
gave
sex
too
and
many
I was
drinks.
like really awkward, so I'd always be like telling jokes and they'd be like, "We stop just telling jokes and just shut up." And I might have done these nuts.
Doing crowd work.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
Hey, do you come here often?
that'd be something I would have said.
All
for
right.
sure.
I think that's going to be it, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I got to pee again. All right. Bye.
Comedy Simp, the podcast you can't resist. Stephen Michael James, the host you won't wanna miss. From Seattle to the world, his humor will persist. Join the fun, get ready to enlist. Spitting fire.